Meghan's cooking show plans are back, and it's understood to be a strategy for Meghan to distance herself from Harry. She wants financial independence to leave Harry completely. The ideas on Meghan's show raise Netflix's concerns about her brand alignment. Besides, condemning efforts to access Catherine's medical records, we should refute the rumors surrounding her health, and welcome back to Meghan's channel and the unique charm of her horse teeth. Let's dive into lively discussions and explore intriguing topics together. Meghan's boring cooking show has returned with a question. She wants economic stability to plan her divorce with Harry. But what I want to say is that I suddenly felt happy for Harry. If Meghan were to divorce Harry, it would be the best thing to happen to him. This opinion has nothing to do with him being allowed to return to the royal family. No, never. That trust has been destroyed and can never be repaired. He doesn't have a chance to live with her. Being alone could at least find a fairly peaceful life. He only ever expressed a desire to go live and work in Africa to get out of the fishbowl, but marries an attention junkie and moves into a shark-infested aquarium in California to become a producer. It makes no sense, and neither have the talent or business experience to succeed against much more qualified people. Their titles, and in particular his whole life in the public sphere, opened doors, but they are closing on them now. That said, I do hope they live miserably together ever after. However, will Meghan succeed in leaving Harry? I guess not, because her cooking show is so boring. Will anyone watch it? One time I watched her cooking video on how to make toast. In a cooking show, how to make toast. At the end of the show, she said, "Cheers, toast," then turned to the camera and said, "We made a toast." I saw the clip on one of her recent videos, Daniel Boland. She even lied on a cooking show about apple butter. That's right, she stole her chef boyfriend's chicken recipe, claiming it was her own, but of course it wasn't. That woman is delusional. She was a 2-bit actress in a made-for-cable TV show aimed at the Canadian market. Had it not been picked up by Netflix, she would still be the 2-bit actress, yacht girl. Now she is Harry's wife. Without Harry, she is back to Meghan Markle, who has used and discarded so many people on her rise up. She needs to remember where all the bodies are buried. She seems to think she is untouchable. She swore, years ago, she'd never step foot in England again. While they may have already been there for a few days for another engagement 2 years ago, she swore they wouldn't be seeing anyone in the royal family. Then the Queen died. How inconvenient for her. She went through the motions and was completely ignored, which infuriated her. She definitely won't be back. While Harry is talking about moving back, buying a house, or getting back with his family, she is squirreling her plans to never leave Montecito ever. He leaves town and she schemes. She's been planning since before the wedding and making him pay for it all. When the right time comes, when she has everything in place, when he's out of town again, she's hoping he gets deported. She'll be holding the kids back and mailing him his divorce papers. She's good at this. I still remember the day the Queen's funeral took place. Well said. It was beyond obvious at the Queen's funeral that Meghan was furious for not getting elevated status immediately. Her only thought was those new titles for her kids. Her single tear, left eye, was a complete farce and generated by their extreme antics behind the scenes, not getting invited to receptions, etc. I wonder if Harry is beginning to wake up to this toxic situation his wife devised. She baited him with big words and dreams, separated him from everything, and expected it all to fall into place. They can blame the pandemic or anything else on their bad luck in reality. It's just them who are bad and represent everything the average person does not want to align with: disloyal, dramatic, pretentious, and worst of all, insincere. But Harry doesn't fit either. He married her because of the many, many rejections from decent women who refused to put up with his disturbing behavior. Whereas he found an ideal mate one who not only shares his traits, but allows him to live a hedonistic lifestyle without rules, a work ethic, restrictions, or even accountability. So Harry gets to return yet again and can shift the blame while he faces no consequences or accountability, even though without him, she would not have had the platform or ammo to join him in going after his family. I guess we'll also simply forget the damage and disservice he's heaped on his charities and the fact his status means he's still being protected on both sides of the pond. I guess that Meghan's plan will go nowhere. Her cooking show will fail. She is not able to pull together all the components necessary for success. Primarily, she can't take advice or work as a team. As much as she may want to be independent of Harry, I don't believe she will ever surpass her accomplishment of stealing a prince from the British monarchy. She's just not that talented, original, or hard-working to appeal to anyone but a single, lonely, intellectually challenged, and emotionally suffering man connected to a family known worldwide and throughout history. There is also information that she has Harry giving his share of the proceeds of the show to her to pay for the production of the show. Therefore, he's going into debt. This way she can divorce him and leave him with that debt. And I feel worried about her and Harry's children. Where will they go? How are those children living? They don't take their invisible children with them anywhere. Are their children living in their Montecito basement? Will we see their children on Dr. Phil's TV show years from now talking about the horrible life they lived, alone and lonely without friends or family, just different nannies that come and go? I'm scared for their invisible children. I also wonder, how can such an involved mom of two work full-time producing a podcast for Lemonada, produce a cooking show, push merch on a website, make a full-length movie for Netflix, and troll Catherine, and still have time to buy herself a place on panels and award ceremonies so she can regurgitate her soap story? How terrible a divorce for Meghan and Harry would be for the children, with him in London and her in America. She may have said during the divorce that she wanted her children flown out of the country because she feared for their safety. However, if they just stay together for the sake of the kids, that's great. When the children are grown, if he wants to divorce, the children will have their thoughts. There are women like the wife who lecture us about women's empowerment for their own brand enhancement and demand truckloads of money from suckers who gobble her grift, and then there are women who have talent and use that talent to do incredible things. Like Lucille Ball, who built her own Hollywood media company with her hard-working husband, created jobs, enhanced the wealth of her country, and gave us Star Trek. Looking back at Meghan, her projects are nothing outstanding. It's all empty stuff. She doesn't even have any talent. Ever since she married him, she has gone through his money faster than a river can flow. Not surprising he would finance her. They just waste money after good money. Her delusionality of an on-camera cooking show is laughable. It won't happen if she is going to incorporate her archetypes podcast genre into it. Another flopcast. Of course, if she divorces him while her brand isn't worth anything, she will have nothing to divide, but my understanding of her character is that she is way too insecure to do such a move. If she talks or if she's in front of a camera, I'm sorry, but any project is doomed to fail. As Zimmer said, she was not a great audio talent or necessarily any kind of talent. When they announced they were separating their work, I believed Meghan was beginning to build as strong a base as possible for her monetary comfort and create her own celebrity to use and lean on when Harry is no longer in the picture at all, but it would all be paid for via Harry's wallet. Now, will she be able to do this? Not if she's preaching woke doctrine and her victimhood on a cooking show. Frankly, there's a reason these sorts of things are generally cooking segments on morning and afternoon talk shows. They simply aren't that interesting. Meanwhile, a majority of people could watch back-to-back full episodes of actual decent cooks, chefs who have interesting tips and recipes, cooks like Ina Garten, Ree Drummond, and even Julia Child reruns are worth the time. To build a brand in the way Meghan wants, you have to have two things: big talent, personality, and a strong work ethic. Not just talent and personality, but a likable personality. She is talentless, definitely not liked, and is lazy and lacks commitment. It's going to be a slow road to obscurity, but obscurity is her future. Look how successful the people who have passed through her life are now. As for her, she just stands still and goes downhill. The man Meghan dumped to be with Prince Harry, Chef Cory Vitiello, has written a wonderful cookbook for dads. He is a father now with his girlfriend, and they have a beautiful little boy, and they are very happy. Cory Vitiello and Chris Johns have written and published a cookbook titled Dad in the Kitchen. Over 100 delicious family recipes you'll love to make and they'll love to eat. It has been published by Penguin Random House and is for sale as of May 16, 2023. The cookbook is copyrighted and has been well received. So it will be interesting if someone tries to steal his and his partner's work as their own. Also, as the name says, it is all about dads, and it reminds me of the old 1954 TV show Father Knows Best. And her bland cooking show will consist of recipes that can be put together, cooked, and then tasted within the hour she works during the week. People want to be entertained, not preached to. Paris is very entertaining and makes people laugh at her. You must have the personality to attract people. She will not succeed because she has no personality or sense of humor. She is completely unlikable. I would never watch anything she puts on. It would just be another annoying fest, plus she's lazy. Honestly, if you want to watch a cooking show, shouldn't the person have some sort of experience and knowledge in cooking? Will this be the same? Someone does all the work and she shows up to mix. Even Prince George at 4 made that Christmas cake with the Queen, Charles, and William watching. I just laughed when I saw the royal website. No one mentioned either of their names, Harry and Meghan. He's just called Duke, and she's called Rachel Zane with no titles. All pictures of her are when she's wearing the moon bumps. It looks so funny. I also want to talk about Catherine. The people's efforts to steal Catherine's medical records were despicable. These are the worst types of people. They are willing to do anything, even risk it just for money. Invading someone's privacy is improper and should be condemned. These recent events surrounding the royal family and especially Princess Catherine show how toxic and vile media can be and how people can be at their worst, trolling almost subhuman behavior. On one side, it also shows how beloved Princess of Wales is, and many people do wish her well and want to protect them from all these toxic media, trollers. Everyone gossiping about Princess Catherine should have an abdominal surgery, then discover that you need a good 6 weeks recovery and then some. If you are young and very fit with taut abdominal muscle, cut and then re-sewn, you'll be shocked at how painful that is. SP, if you have never had a big surgery to know to some degree what recovery is all about. Gossipers and phony prognosticators. I just want to say that I'm on Princess Catherine's side. The people who keep asking where Princess Catherine is are the ones who later had to have abdominal surgery. Unfortunately, no one cares about their whereabouts because they are not Princess Catherine. I didn't need to look her up because I knew what abdominal surgery was like and never believed that the mainstream media had vloggers who reported better. The people's efforts to steal Catherine's medical records were despicable. These are the worst types of people. They are willing to do anything, even risk it just for money. Invading someone's privacy is improper and should be condemned. Even false rumors about Catherine are appearing rampant. I bet everything is false. I love Princess Catherine and always trust her. Even false rumors about Catherine are appearing rampant. I bet everything is false. I love Princess Catherine and always trust her. I honestly believe that Catherine is recuperating physically and doesn't get involved in the negativity online, so her mental health is fine. I hope that makes sense. I think it's about time the horrible Harkles was removed from the royal website. All it needs now is for Meghan to be stripped of all titles. King Charles has good reason to do this, seen as his traitorous son and daughter-in-law have caused nothing but grief and trouble since leaving the royal family and haven't exactly been quiet about it. Meghan harassing Princess Catherine is disgusting as well, especially when they bully Princess Catherine and get their minions to do it as well. I also firmly believe that when the fabulous, classy, authentic, regal, naturally beautiful Princess of Wales comes back into the public eye full time, she is gonna break the internet. I can't wait. I especially can't wait to see the Montecito morons' desperate attempts to overshadow her comeback, Catherine, now be left alone to rest and recuperate fully. Hope she can progress from a quick trip out to being ready for a full day of activities. My knowledge of surgery is that you get up and about quite quickly. But sometimes about 3 months after the surgery, there is a downtime. So I hope she continues to take things carefully. Reflecting on the issues we've just discussed, I believe it opens up a fascinating array of perspectives and deepens our understanding. Your opinions are incredibly valuable, as they enrich our discussions and help us approach topics from various angles. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this video. Your support is a powerful motivator for us to continue improving and delivering more insightful content. Thank you, and I look forward to our next encounter. Take care.